The film opens with sweeping shots of the Pride lands before Mufasa's reign. Animals thrive, but the land is vulnerable to shifting power struggles. Young Mufasa and Taka, later Scar, are introduced as brothers with a strong bond. Their father, King Ahadi, rules with wisdom but sees challenges ahead. The Circle of Life theme is shown in its raw, untamed form. Mufasa and Taka play together as cubs, learning lessons from Ahadi. Mufasa shows courage and fairness, while Taka is clever and ambitious. Ahadi tells them one day one will inherit the throne. Taka dreams it will be him, while Mufasa humbly accepts his place. The bond between them is pure, yet fragile. A drought begins creeping across the Pride lands. Hyenas grow restless in the Outlands, testing Ahadi's rule. Taka sympathizes with their hunger, feeling pity and admiration for their cunning. Mufasa warns him they're dangerous tricksters. Seeds of division begin to grow in Taka's heart. Ahadi teaches Mufasa about leadership, strength mixed with compassion. He warns both sons that jealousy is the greatest danger to a ruler. Ahadi's words inspire Mufasa, but frustrate Taka. Taka longs for his father's recognition, feeling overshadowed. The Pride begins to notice Mufasa's natural leadership. A wildebeest herd stampede threatens young cubs near a gorge. Mufasa bravely leaps in, guiding them to safety. Taka hesitates, frozen by fear. Ahadi praises Mufasa, calling him a true protector. Taka's pride cracks, envy smoldering in sea. Taka begins meeting secretly with hyenas in the Outlands. They flatter him, calling him the true leader of lions. He feeds them scraps from Pride Rock, betraying his pride. They promise to follow him if he ever becomes king. Taka tastes the poison of false loyalty. Ahadi formally declares Mufasa heir to the throne. The Pride celebrates, but Taka seethes with rage. His dreams of greatness feel stolen. He forces a smile, but hides his growing resentment. From this moment, he begins plotting. During a reckless hunt, Taka tries to prove himself. A water buffalo gores him across the face, leaving a scar. Mufasa saves him, but Taka blames him for the accident. The name Scar becomes both his wound and identity. His bitterness hardens into hatred. Ahadi takes Mufasa and Scar to the highest cliff. He speaks of responsibility, sacrifice, and the weight of kingship. Scar interrupts, questioning why lions must rule all animals. Ahadi is disappointed, but warns Scar the dangers of pride. Scar turns away, already lost in darkness. Tragedy strikes as Ahadi dies during a sudden Outlands ambush. Mufasa protects the Pride, rallying them to safety. Scar, absent from the fight, feels both guilt and opportunity. The Pride mourns deeply, leaving Mufasa to ascend the throne. Scar's jealousy festers into fury. Rafiki, already a wise mystic, crowns Mufasa as king. Animals gather to celebrate, bowing before him. Scar forces a smile, hiding his resentment. Sarabi stands proudly by Mufasa's side. Scar vows silently to reclaim the throne someday. Rafiki, already a wise mystic, crowns Mufasa as king. Animals gather to celebrate, bowing before him. Scar forces a smile, hiding his resentment. Sarabi stands proudly by Mufasa's side. Scar vows silently to reclaim the throne someday. Scar secretly unites with Shensi, Bonsai, and Ed, future hyena leaders. They promise him an army in exchange for access to the Pride lands. Scar begins feeding them intel about the Pride. The hyenas start growing bolder, testing Mufasa's patience. The seeds of betrayal take root. Under Mufasa, the Pride lands flourish again. The rains return, herds thrive, and harmony is restored. He leads with compassion, honoring Ahadi's legacy. Scar masks his envy, pretending loyalty. But every success of Mufasa deepens his rage. Sarabi and Mufasa's bond strengthens into love. They dream of raising a cub to continue the circle of life. Scar watches in silence, his heart aching with rejection. His affection for Sarabi twists into obsession. He sees her as the queen he was denied. The hyenas pressure Scar to overthrow Mufasa. They paint visions of him as ruler of all animals. Scar hesitates, torn between loyalty and ambition. But his Scar reminds him of humiliation and loss. He accepts the path of betrayal. Mufasa senses Scar's growing distance. He tries to reconcile, offering him trust and responsibility. Scar laughs bitterly, saying he is meant for more. The conversation ends with unspoken heartbreak. Two brothers stand on the edge of destiny. The Outlands grow restless as hyenas multiply. Scar organizes them in secret, preparing for war. The Pride remains unaware of his treachery. Rafiki warns Mufasa of a shadow rising from within. But Mufasa believes love can still save Scar. The movie ends with Mufasa as king, gazing proudly at Sarabi. Scar, hidden in the shadows, plots with hyenas beneath the stars. The Pride lands shine, but darkness waits on the horizon. The circle of life continues, fragile yet unbroken. The screen fades, to be continued in part 2.